Good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of A Glass Half Full. I'm Kristin Sutton.
I'm Becky DeTulio.
And I'm Alex Mandalakis.
As you know, every week we discuss our top 3 preferences for different beverages. This week we'll be discussing our favorite bubbly drinks. In preparation for this, we have all come up with our top 3 favorite sodas. Are you guys big soda drinkers?
Actually, no. I'm not too big of a soda drinker. I'm more of like a lemonade and iced tea person. Growing up, I didn't really like soda, but slowly I got more into it, and now occasionally I'll have it. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, but I definitely appreciate it every once in a while. What about you, Becky?
Well, I'm actually the opposite because I really loved soda when I was younger, and it was always such a fun treat when I would hang out with my cousins or my family. But as I got older, I stopped drinking soda so much just because I realized how bad it was for you. But I think in college, I've gotten a new appreciation for soda, so...
Yeah, I grew up in a house where my mom treated like soda and sugary cereal as like the death. We were not allowed to have it around us. But as I got older and I got more freedom, I learned that I actually really do like soda, and kind of as a point of retaliation, I guess, I sent her a picture of all the soda that I drink. But let's start with what everybody's ranked as number 3. My number 3 choice for soda is ginger ale. For me, it's like a sweet and fizzy drink that settles an upset stomach. It also kind of reminds me of being a little kid with like a tummy ache and having my grandma give me a glass of ginger ale. But so it also has a lot of like warm feelings attached to it. But out of a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 5 or a 6, just because it also does kind of associate with feelings of illness.
Yeah. I always am told, like, just drink ginger ale if you're sick. Like, that'll make you better. And it's kind of confusing because I'm like, medication? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. But I do like it, too. I do like to drink it, too.
I feel like ginger ale is, like, associated. For some reason, recently, I've been drinking a lot of ginger ale. But I feel like it's so closely associated with, like, medicine and being sick, but I really like it on its own, so.
Yeah, I do as well. Becky, what's your number 3?
So my number 3 is grape soda, which I know is kind of weird, and a lot of people don't like it, but it's a very nostalgic taste for me. So I had grape soda for the first time when I was really young, and I was just out getting food with my mom, and we saw it, and she was like, oh, that was my favorite drink when I was younger, so obviously I had to try it. So it's not something I drink normally, but when it's there, I'll try it just because I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I like grape soda too.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird, unique taste, but it's good.
When I was little, I was really obsessed with the color purple. So like whenever I could drink soda, I would absolutely drink grape soda.
Fit your brand.
But I haven't had it in a very long time because I can't really find it all that often.
Yeah, they don't have
anymore.
it very often.
Yeah, I know Fanta makes like grape soda that I see sometimes, but yeah, it's definitely not as popular.
Yeah, so I'd say I'd give it a rating of about 6.5.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Alex, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Coke. I'm definitely a Coke person over Pepsi. I feel like that's like a big debate, but I can definitely taste the difference. And I usually drink Coke when I'm at like an event where they have like Coke or Sprite, like very limited options. And so I'll choose Coke. I like the taste of it. And obviously CocaCola is like huge for years.
It's an American classic.
Exactly. Everyone loves it. So yeah, I would definitely give it, for me, like a 7. Pretty high up there.
Yeah, I think it deserves that.
I also really like Coke, but I can't stand Pepsi. I feel like it just gets like stuck to my teeth, and it's just like a really horrible experience of drinking it.
It's just such a different taste too.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
And like when you go to a restaurant and you order a Coke and they're like, oh, we have Pepsi, and it's like, no, that's not the same.
No thanks.
So moving on to number 2, my number 2 soda is Sprite. I know it's kind of boring. It doesn't have any like fun colors like grape soda, but I find it to be one of the most refreshing sodas out there. After like a long summer day at the beach, like there's nothing I want more than just like a Sprite with ice in it. And because of that, I'd give it a pretty solid 7. What is your guys' opinions on Sprite?
I think that's valid. I mean, I really like Sprite. I think it's a classic, and it's just so good. But while we're on the topic, I'm not a soda with ice person. I don't like that.
Interesting.
Because it melts and it's just not good.
Yeah.
But are you a warm soda person? Like, would you rather
No.
soda with ice or warm soda?
Ice.
Yeah.
What about flat? Some people are like weirdly into soda. Like they wait till it gets flat.
I'm not into it, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. But like, I get that the taste is still there and people that don't like carbonation.
Yeah.
But
my grandparents are like notorious for somebody bringing like 6 bottles of soda, us only finishing 3 and then keeping the rest for like all of eternity. So when I was younger and I was allowed to drink soda, I only ever was allowed to drink it at my grandparents' house, and it was always flat soda. So I have a huge aversion to flat soda. It just kind of feels like you're drinking the syrup that goes into it.
Yeah, it does.
Alex, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Mountain Dew. And yeah, I picked it because my mom always buys it. She always buys like the throwback version that they sell now as like a special edition, which is like the real, like the real sugar that they used to make it with. And that's always her like go-to, like when she's tired and needs like a little like burst of energy, she always drinks it. So it's just always around. And yeah, I like it. I feel like it's kind of popular, even though it's like not really found a lot.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So I'd give it like a 7.5.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said that your mom drinks it, because like my parents drink it as well, so I feel like it was kind of like a big thing when they were younger.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure
maybe.
like when it comes out, like I don't know when like certain types of soda have originated, but it feels like it's very much like a generational thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is another kind of weird one, but orange soda. And I know it's not for everyone, but I think it's a classic, sort of like a family party classic. Like it was just sort of always around. And I used to drink it with my cousins and my grandpa, so.
Yeah, that's like a kid drink. I feel like
totally.
I remember at like kids' parties in the summer and like, yeah, I like it too.
No, I absolutely associate that. Like that, we have 3 bottles of orange soda sitting in my grandparents' garage. Like it's the thing that's always around, and you never know who's drinking it.
Yeah, so I'd give that probably 7 or 7.5 maybe.
Yeah, it's just like an old-timey one.
Yeah.
It brings you back.
Absolutely.
For those of you that are just joining us, I'm Alex, and I'm with Becky and Kristin, and this is A Glass Half Full. So we are ranking our top sodas, and now we are down to number 1. So Kristin, which one is your all-time favorite?
So I know we already talked about Coke, but my all-time favorite is Diet Coke. The only soda that was ever allowed in my house was Diet Coke, and I just think it gives you like me the boost of caffeine that I need, but it's also like I feel like Coke sometimes makes me feel like it's too much sugar in my stomach. So I like that it's, I guess, fake sugar. But with that said, it's really not that healthy for you. I had a family friend who drank like way too much Diet Coke and like had a hole in the stomach. So, you know, because of that reason, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8.
Yeah, that's fair.
Without the health impact, maybe 9. But with it, you know, kind of got to knock it down a little.
Yeah, some people always drink Diet Coke. I feel like that's like a thing.
It's sort of a cult thing. Like, have you guys heard that Trump apparently drinks 12 Diet Cokes
Which
a
is
day?
insane.
Okay,
That's
not healthy
terrifying.
at all. Terrible.
Becky, what's yours?
So my number 1 is Dr. Pepper, which I feel like all of mine are so weird, but they're sort of like the fun ones. I think Dr. Pepper is just really refreshing, and it's just a fun drink, so I would give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I like it too. I feel like it's like not around. Like people don't
really
see
not.
it, but like my dad really likes it. He's really into it. That's like his go-to soda. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, it was really popular in my elementary school actually, but it was to the point where like I was kind of rebellious and I was like, no, that's too cool for me to like it, so I didn't like it for that reason. But I've since had it and I've like actually really enjoyed the taste of it.
Yeah, good choice.
Absolutely. How about you, Alex?
Mine is root beer. And it's because root beer was kind of the first soda that I had as a kid because my parents would always take me to Stewart's and we'd have root beer floats. So that's what like got me into soda, and from there I like tried the rest. But I feel like a good root beer float, so ideal. Like whoever came up with that combination, like genius, amazing. So yeah, I don't have it too often, but sometimes it's just like
It's
I'm
a nice
craving
treat.
it.
Yeah. Especially if you get to go to like an old soda bar and like kind of like the old timey experience associated with it. It kind of just adds to that whole element.
I feel like I'm not a big root beer person, but like a root beer float is always a good idea.
Yeah. So yeah, my rating would be high, like an 8 out of 10.
All right, cool. So thank you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and let us know which soda is your favorite. Next week, we're going to be discussing our favorite coffee and teas. I'm Becky DeTulio.
I'm Alex Mandalakis.
I'm Kristin Sutton.
And this has been A Glass Half Full.